Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
It's Questions Coffee Cars 219. Questions, how do you get them in?
Follow along on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday I put a post out asking for questions. It's only up for a short time and then we delete it and we start the show.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Thank you for your great content. Thank you. I'm disappointed with the new RAV4's interior. Is the Highlander a good alternative or is it too dated? Does it even make sense to buy one now? What about a smaller model like the NX? I know it's a different category, but they're a similar price range. I currently drive a Tucson, so Hyundai, Kia aren't options for me.
Well, the good news, Andrea, tomorrow, if you're watching this the day questions goes out, tomorrow, the sun will come out tomorrow. The RAV4 video is dropping tomorrow.
I like that movie by Annie, by the way. Yes, how exciting. I know everyone has been waiting. Finally, the embargo lifts tomorrow, so make sure you check it out. 7 a.m. Pacific time.
Tomorrow, I love you. Okay, enough of that. That's just, if we want people to leave the video, we should probably stop the singing.
Anyway, when it comes to the interior, I mean, we saw it in Texas, so we can talk about the interior. Yeah, it's like, you know, more of a Toyota grade interior, kind of what you expect from Toyota. The thing is about the new RAV4, it does have the updated technology. It also has Toyota Safety Sense 4.0, which the Highlander doesn't have. Yeah, bigger screens and a new software system. So definitely is different than the Highlander.
Listen, all you got to do is watch tomorrow. And by the way, we're dropping some videos that compare the RAV4 to other vehicles over the next week.
Yeah.
So I think Tucson will be in there. Just a good guess.
Also, when you mentioned the NX actually falls in the compact class. It's not against the Highlander, that's a bigger one, but against the RAV4 in the non-luxury class. The NX is quite nice. It's refined. It has a nicer interior than the RAV4. That might be an option for you if you don't want to go with something as big as the Highlander.
Okay, RAV4 and NX are on the same platform. Okay, they're built in the same factory. And they're roughly the same size. What they do is they get rid of some cargo space because of the rake of the rear window, but similar.
Also, the Highlander, when we drove it, it's super comfortable. Like, it's just easy to maneuver. So if you can get past the interior, you might like it if you want something that's comfortable. No, it's not exciting. What options exist in the luxury hybrid, not PHEV, SUV market? Out of Lexus, who else has a good option?
It also starts with L. Not Lexus.
Nautilus. Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid. That's it. You're right. The luxury brands are making plug-in hybrids. They do offer a 48-volt mild hybrid system on their gas models, but it's not a traditional hybrid where they're going to deliver that kind of fuel economy.
I would call 48-volt mild hybrid systems a bit of a fraud. It's a marketing spin. They're using this 48-volt electrification system to turn off the car more often at stop and start. Sometimes you get a tiny little bit of initial launch torque, but it's nothing like a regular hybrid. It's a bit of a, it shouldn't be called hybrid. It should be called e-assist or something.
Yeah, and I think it's really confusing to consumers because they think a mild hybrid, that it is the traditional hybrid. Now, many of you will report who own a mild hybrid that you do get better fuel economy than if it didn't have it, but it does help with performance and acceleration for sure.
Some brands use, see, the thing is the whole 48-volt mild hybrid battery system that was developed can be used for different applications, right? So you can use it for safety features, you can use it for a little bit of a little launch torque, you can use it for auto start stop. With Porsche, with the Cayenne, they used the 48-volt mild hybrid system for the dynamic chassis control. So it's all on how the brands implement it.
BMW and Mercedes-Benz really promote performance with it and that quick acceleration. So you don't have a lot of options. I like the Nautilus. I just find the screens in the Nautilus to be a little bit overwhelming, but that hybrid handles really well. Question about the new Honda Prelude. What have you heard? Will you be reviewing it? Thank you. Don't change a thing.
Okay, I've been joking with Andrea because she's like, I love the Prelude, the Prelude, the Prelude. Andrea is in love with the name, the Prelude, because it brings back nostalgia of when the Prelude was a real deal and it was something else.
Love it.
I love the Prelude. I remember that one of the very first press cars I ever had was a 92, that's how old I am, 92 Prelude. I even got a Prelude mug, and it was white. And then when you filled up the mug with hot liquid, then you could see the Honda logo on it. I don't know where
That's cool.
I don't know where that is, but it was a pretty cool mug
Yeah.
that Honda gave me. But I don't think it's going to be the same thing. In my opinion, I've been joking about this, is that it's a Honda Civic Coupe. They got rid of the Coupe, remember? They've brought it back and marketed it as a Prelude. Now they're using the Honda hybrid system and then souping up the suspension.
It's got the Type R chassis, and so they're trying to make it handle more like a Type R. We'll see, because it is a hybrid. It's going to have a combined 200 horsepower, 232 pound-feet of torque. You can use regular fuel. There's only going to be one trim offered in the US and Canada, so the same for both countries. Has the updated technology, 9-inch touchscreen, 10.2-inch digital driver display. Now, I looked at the measurements, the dimensions that they're offering on the press release.
Sneaky sneak. What does it say?
Sneak. So compared to something like the Type R, it offers the same front row legroom, but 5 inches less second row legroom. So I would say that it's probably a little bit bigger than something like a GR Corolla.
Okay, I would love it. We haven't done the research to look at the measurements of the last Civic Coupe.
Yeah.
And then do the measurements of this Prelude. I would bet it's the same. So the Honda Civic Coupe sold terribly.
I wonder what it is.
The Honda Civic Coupe sold terribly, and they discontinued it. And there was a board meeting, and they go, I got an idea. Let's bring back the Prelude. We'll repackage that Civic Coupe, which is also available as a hybrid in the sedan and hatchback, and we'll sell it as a Prelude. I think that's what they're up to.
So
but we're going to drive it in January.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you the measurements so you have them. 42.3 inches of front row legroom, 32 inches of second row legroom, and 15.1 cubic feet of trunk space. By the way, guys, I forgot to say this. So it's going to have sports seats, which is not surprising, but with a perforated houndstooth pattern. Can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So we're going to drive it in January. I suspect that it's the one measurement that would be the biggest tell would be the wheelbase and the track, the wheels side to side. It might be a little bit wider because they've got maybe a meteor tire and wheel kit on it, but that's probably what
I'm curious about rear seat legroom of that Civic Coupe too, because this is a 4-seater in the Prelude. It's going to have the Bose sound system, 8 speaker, and the press release says that it's being released this fall, but I find that odd because we're not driving it until January. So that doesn't really make sense to me.
It might be released in some markets in the fall.
Maybe.
Because it's going to be made probably in one factory. So there you go.
Do you consider Hyundai 2026 Palisade is a successful facelift? It's a whole new redesign.
It's not a facelift. It's a bigger vehicle. I suggest you go and watch the video we did.
Yeah.
And we've done 2 of them. We did the initial trip where we went and drove it first. And then the vehicle was delivered a few months later, or like 6 weeks later, and we thought, we'll do it again. So there's 2 videos on the Palisade. It is not the same car.
A totally different vehicle, but also you're asking if the facelift, so we're going to say redesign, was successful. Oh, yeah. Hyundai did a great job. And now with the hybrid option coming, I mean, they just nailed it.
Okay, what you should do is go and watch the videos, but pause the video and read the comments. The comments are overwhelmingly positive and favorable for the car.
Yeah.
People love the look. They love the interior. It seems like there's a whole lot of momentum behind that car.
And pretty good value for what you're getting, too.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting the ID Buzz for testing anytime soon? You know, we had the ID Buzz book. Well, first off, let me just backtrack here. We were invited on the drive event in California, but we were somewhere else. I don't know where we were.
Yeah, because Patrick from
Europe or
Volkswagen
something?
let it fly several times. He goes, oh, you didn't come down and drive the ID Buzz in California. You went on a Mercedes trip into the south of Spain. I said, Patrick, If you had the option of going to California or going to the south of Spain with Mercedes to drive a convertible for 3 days, which one would you take?
And we enjoyed the Mercedes-Benz trip.
The ham,
In
the
Marbella.
ham. If you've been to Spain, you know the ham. It's good.
I just want to go to Spain and Portugal and just eat.
Well, I just want to
go.
go.
The food is so good.
I just want to go to Spain and Portugal and not work
Yeah.
and just chill. Well, that's what should be. We're going on a vacation/work trip in the next week, but I think we should plan on that, Andrew, because we work so much, we actually have to really book in a vacation.
And I really like those two countries a lot.
So let's go.
Should
we book
Zach?
it for next summer?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Or maybe we'll get invited to Spain or Portugal, and then we can extend the trip or something.
We could
and
do
it
that too.
way.
Yeah,
that might be an option. So I just want to say that Vancouver Volkswagen is will happily lend us an ID Buzz, and we actually had it booked in, and then we had a trip come up, and I had to cancel it. So yes, it is one that's on our list for sure.
The issue we have is we're in the eyeball business. We're in the eyeball business, and we know the cars that will get the views, and an ID Buzz probably will not. With the rebates and everything going away with electric cars, the enthusiasm for EVs certainly has waned.
We were at the Volkswagen Tiguan Performance Turbo Drive event recently. That video's out too. Make sure you check it out. And I said, "What's happened, guys, to the PR team?" With the
EVs?
ID Buzz, and you just dropped it $20,000.
Can you imagine? One of our neighbors bought an ID Buzz. Big money. He got it early. And then Volkswagen comes out with it was actually $21,000 discount. $21,000 discount. What does that do to resale value? Hopefully he leased it, because it's just, or keep it. But man,
yeah,
the person who bought it and then the next week they give you that rebate, oh man, that would be a kick in the backside, wouldn't it?
That'd be terrible.
Terrible.
I'd be ticked.
And
That's like what happens with Tesla sometimes, right?
Yeah, Elon
Where
Musk.
he just goes and he's up. I'm just
He
going to
dropped
reduce
the price by
price.
20%. He did that just before Christmas, December, 2 years ago. And it decimated, that was the beginning of the downturn for EV sales in North America, was when he did that. And there was a lot of lack of trust around. This is the one problem with EVs is like, if you're going to go and buy a new one, there's all kinds of silly buggers that can go on.
Well, there's silly buggers with reduction of price, but also depreciation is massive. Like Zach and I just bought a Bolt EUV, 3 years old. And it's a great little car, but the first owner took the depreciation hit of 55% to 60%. Now, some of you did comment on our last video saying, well, he probably got the rebate, and so that brings the cost down a bit. And that is true, but that is still a heavy depreciation hit. So I don't know, now I'm thinking buying a used EV or buying new and keeping it long term, or leasing it and giving it back.
Someone's got to buy them new for you to buy them used. So and a lot of them are maybe businesses buy them. But now that we've gone through the process and seen the value that you get, I think a used EV, a 3-year-old used EV, 60% off. That's a hell of a deal.
And I mean, the battery is covered under warranty for a longer period of time.
Okay, we'll pick a number, right? Say it depreciates by 60%.
Yeah.
In 3 years, and you just get a new one every year, like you only drive it for 1 year and then you get another 3-year-old car. So maybe that 3 to 4 year depreciation isn't as much. So your actual cost might be, you got to pay tax on it. Yeah. That's the only thing. But if you trade it in, you wouldn't. Here's
a quick story. So a viewer reached out to me on Instagram and just wanted some advice. He found a 2024 Blazer EV, 2024.
That's last year.
Yeah, higher kilometers on it for sure. Maybe could have been an Uber driver if the kilometers are that high. I don't know. I said to him, are you sure it wasn't in an accident? Because it's listed at 39,000 Canadian. It's a year old.
How much was it new? Do you know?
Yeah, I looked at the Chevy Blazer EV brand new on the Canadian site. It says 58,000.
So 20K off.
In a year. So anyway, I said to him, well, if it's fine and it wasn't in an accident, wow, that's an amazing price point. I actually looked on Auto Trader, and 2024 models, depending on the mileage, kind of like 40,000 up to about 46,000.
Yeah, but the thing
so that
is,
was a really good deal for him.
that would have been an early production car because they
Probably,
probably brought the 24s out in 23. The Blazer was introduced first before the Equinox arrived. So the car could be coming up on 2 years on the road. But I did a lot of reading on our Bolt before we bought it, on the forums and the Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff. And the overwhelming feedback is that they're very reliable. General Motors seems to have some good EVs, and there's really not much risk. Some things might pop up with repairs, but most people say it's fine. And the drive unit and the battery are all covered for 10 years.
Yeah, and price-wise, they're killing it with the price point. I mean, they are really, especially with that Equinox, just under 50,000. Good price. I got my rear bumper repainted with my insurance, not at fault. The paint doesn't match the original body car. It's a 2016 GX460. Can I dispute this to my adjuster, or my car paint is a bit older? That's why it's not matching.
It's not because of the paint of your car being older. It is not. You ask any body shop, the hardest thing to do is to match the plastic formed molded bumpers to the original body color. And it's especially tricky with certain colors of car, and you should absolutely get in touch with your adjuster. And if it's obvious, if it's like blatantly obvious, if it's just slightly different and you really can't tell, they might say, well, but if it's obvious, you just say to them, it's not the right color. They should redo it, and they should pay to have it done. The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
I would even, you don't have to go back to your adjuster. Go back to the company that did it and said, can't you match this up better? This is terrible. But certain colors can be more challenging, like red, especially since it's a 2026 model, if the red has faded a little bit. But I actually saw online a gray vehicle, which you would think would be easy to match up. The bumper actually looks like a bluey gray, and the car is more of a gray with a silver undertone, and it's really obvious. And so these things can happen, but I would certainly complain. We wouldn't put up with that.
So one thing I would do is go to the body shop. Maybe you're not in a bigger city, but if you're in a bigger city, you can ask the body shop when are they going to have their either BASF or PPG rep coming by, because often they have like a specialist for hard to match colors that they can help the body shop with the mixing of the colors. So it's probably one of those big paint companies, and you can ask them, do you have a paint specialist that comes by that can give advice? But no, you shouldn't be driving around with a mismatched car.
No.
You're the customer. You're not happy. It depends how old is the red one.
20. It's not red. I just said.
Oh, red. It's
red
hard.
can be challenging.
Red is tricky. Yeah.
But it's a 2016.
Yeah, but still, paint. No, it should be fine, because you've got to remember your paint is protected by clear coat. The days of cars fading, really, you don't see that much anymore. But the bumper is the hardest thing. Even in manufacturing, when they're making a brand new car, the bumper is the most toxic thing to make on a car, by the way. The hardest thing to match. It's the trickiest part of the car.
Looking at buying a compact SUV, possibly a subcompact, wondering if you have an opinion on the cost between ICE and hybrid engines, whether going for a hybrid is worth the additional costs associated. So I'm going to use Corolla Cross Hybrid versus the gas model as an example of that. In some cases, it doesn't always work out. In some cases, it does, depending on the vehicle. Toyota prices their hybrids really, really well. So for example, the SE Corolla Cross Hybrid in Canada will cost you $2,000 more than an equivalent trim like the LE Premium, similar features of the gas model. But if you were to go for something like that SE Hybrid, instead of moving up to the XLE gas model, Corolla Cross, which would cost you $2,000 more for the XLE gas model. So think about that. You can get into a hybrid Corolla Cross at a pretty good price point, and you start saving at the pumps right away. You may get a little less features with that base model SE, but a hybrid may be more important to you?
It depends how much you drive and how long you plan on keeping the car. Resale value is a factor. A used Corolla Cross, for example, as a hybrid is going to be much more sought after. And the drivability is better. It's not as noisy. You get that launch torque from the electric motor. It's just a better car in the Toyota world to go, especially for those smaller ones like a RAV4 or a Corolla Cross, to go the hybrid. It's just a better experience. $2,000, I know, for some people is a lot more. I get it. But you will save money right away, and then you're going to get more when you go to sell it.
But there is the option of just going with the lower Corolla Cross hybrid trim versus going for the XLE Corolla Cross gas model with a few more features. The other thing is, Toyota offers the best price, like even for the RAV4, the 2025 model, they've got their base model hybrid starting at under $40,000
Try and get
Canadian.
one. Try and get
yeah,
one.
That's the problem. You can't get one.
You know what I like, Andrea? I like seeing you in the morning light, glistening over there, the glow of the sunshine. It's nice to be sunny. Last time we did that, it was pouring rain. Isn't it nice?
Can we just do one more, just because it has to do with this car, and we'll make it snappy, okay?
Okay, well...
Why do you do QC&C in the Porsche? Acoustic, size, comfort?
All of the above. No, it's always available.
Yeah, we always have it.
And it's consistent. It's easy to set the cameras up.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable. Like, this car is really comfortable. And I don't know.
And we write it off in our business.
Yeah, and also, like, the way we're sitting here to the camera, like, when we do the Miata, we're, like, so close to the camera.
Yeah.
We don't really like that.
No, we don't like that.
The GTI is fine, too, but...
Yeah,
I don't know. You're still a little bit closer to the camera. This one's like perfect.
It's always there.
Yeah.
And it's easy. We just get in it, and why not?
Yeah, we like it. Say what our kilometers we got on this. This is a diesel.
So this is a diesel. So
and we drove out to Coquitlam.
Yeah, we drove to Andrea's brother's place for dinner, for Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it's about 35 kilometers there, maybe 40 kilometers there and 40 kilometers back. So that's about 50 miles.
Yeah.
And total. And we average 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers in this diesel. 7.4.
Is that not incredible?
Yeah, it's good.
I thought that was really good.
It needed a run on the highway anyway, so that was good.
It just got its cleaned out.
It just got its NOx sensors replaced, and now it's running like a top. Okay, Andrea, we're all done. How do you get questions in?
Follow along on Instagram at motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday I put a post out asking for questions. Once we gather them, the post is deleted and we start the show. Thanks for watching.